Hey guys, what's going on? Been a lot of talk on some of the Facebook pages. People want to know about using a drone to check traps. Now, I will not lie. When I first got my drone, that was kind of my thought. It was like, man, it'd be cool. I'd just sit in a nice warm truck and fly the drone down, check the traps. Don't normally work out like that. Now I'll explain why as we go along. First off, I'm going to show you my drone. Kind of give you a it's going to be kind of a lesson on drones, and you can make your own decision if you think one's right for you or not. I'm going to go ahead and put this GoPro on my head. This video is going to be a mix of drone and GoPro. I'm going to swing you guys around a little bit. Alright, this is my drone. Hopefully this is coming in frame, because I do not want to have to do this all over again. Got a DJI Mavic Mini. Now, when you buy it, if you buy it the way I did, it's about 500 bucks. Get your drone, get 3 batteries, get this cold battery charger that also works as a battery bank, get a remote. Drones are not cheap. Yeah, but a comparable drone to this is going to cost you about $1,400–1,500. These are my joysticks. I'm sorry, I should have. These don't stay on there. They unhook and connect down here. But I'll explain more about the ins and outs of the drones. But yeah, my buddy's got one that's pretty comparable to this one. The big difference is this drone does not have impact sensors. So it does not have any type of radar that's going to stop you from smacking into trees, electric lines, anything else. That is what makes this drone, and I think it actually says it here somewhere on it. It says the weight somewhere. This drone is 249 grams. The important thing with that weight is, according to FAA regulations, anything 250 grams or more has to be registered with the FAA. This drone, as of now, does not have to be registered with the FAA before you can fly it. So you don't have to go through and pay and get your license and all that stuff. Because otherwise you would need a, what the heck's it called? Unmanned aircraft license, something like that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know exactly what it's called. But basically the way this drone works, this is your remote. Your phone connects to the remote like so, and it just snaps in there. Now, one thing you got to do, and I have not done for a little bit, is to check your drone and see if it needs any updates. These things are, you do not have to have a Wi-Fi signal to fly it, but occasionally they will get critical updates where it will need a Wi-Fi signal for that to update. So turn your remote on. Sorry if you hear a bunch of noise. My dogs are running all over the place. This will not take off flying in here. It's not pulling itself up, so let me go to the app. DJI Fly app. Says it is locating. Oh. I haven't had this thing on for a little while, so unable to take off. SD card space available. Okay. Volume. No GPS. Okay, so we're inside. So it's hard to pick up GPS signal in the house. You could still take off, but you take off in an area where you have no GPS signal, it's not going to know where to hover at to stay still. So it might smash into a wall. See, now it's picking up. I don't know if you can see it over there, but tells you how many GPS satellites. It says takeoff permitted, so obviously it means there's no updates for me. So, all right, I'm gonna get ready and we will go outside. I guess I can explain one little thing while we're in here. Whatever drone you get, you've got little cheap ones and you've got good ones. Whatever type of drone you get, if you're going to use it for more than just checking traps, if you're going to use it for filming at all, get one. This one right there in the front, that's the camera. Now this has a gimbal. What this does, you can see. Now I will try to show this on a split screen or like a picture in a picture. You can see how much I'm tilting that. And it's keeping that right on target. What helps with that is when this thing's flying and it's fighting the wind, and 249 grams in the wind is, you know, it'll get blown around. Right there it is, actually, 249. So this thing will stay perfectly stable. God, I look like a goofball with a GoPro in my head. This will stay perfectly stable. This camera stays right on target, no matter what. And it's pretty cool. I mean, technology on these things is pretty amazing. This shoots in 2.7K. GoPro shoots in 4K. But one thing to remember with the drone, there is no sound. It's just a camera. But it's kind of like a chicken. You know, you move a chicken all over the place and its head stays in one spot. You're going back and forth like that. It'll turn a little bit, but tilting it, that's really, it'll look really cool whenever I show them together. But, all right, let's go outside and we'll get ready to fly. All right, well, I went through all that and realized I didn't have record on the drone. So let's go through that last part real quick. You got the gimbal. You guys saw what I was doing earlier. I mean, that stays pretty stable. You can see how much I'm tilting it, turning it. I mean, it moves a little bit, but it's not a whole lot. So, that being said, now we'll go outside and we'll fly away. All right, guys, we're ready for liftoff. I don't know if this will make out on that, and I can't really do a screen grab, but, or you can, but I'm not sure how to do it. I've not played with this that much. One thing to keep in mind, especially with a drone with no collision sensors or impact sensors, make sure you think about things before you get one or before you take off. If you are near an airport, you're not going to be able to fly it at your house. Airports will, they have a geo fence to where these things automatically know. They're already programmed with maps of the world where it will not let you fly anywhere near an airport, or you're not supposed to. I've never tried, so I don't know if there's some way to overcome that or not. But, you know, this tells me, you know, all different stuff about them, connected. But keep in mind your trees, overhanging areas, power lines, because you will hit them. I'm gonna go ahead and hit record on that. And lift off is this. I hit that, then I press and hold that.
Take off. The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
You can get right up on that thing to see how much of a goober you look like. And I can walk away and that thing will stay right there. If I don't touch a button, it's going to stay in that same position all day long. Hopefully that's coming through. I'll be adjusting this GoPro a lot, guys, but this is more just informational on drones. But you want to make sure you get one that's decent. Okay, let me tilt this back down now. try and do this without hitting anything. Okay, so on these drones, that makes you go up, that makes it go down, this makes it turn left, that makes it turn right, this goes forward, that's backwards, that's go to the right and go to the left. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to get me about 100 feet of altitude here. I definitely want to make sure I get over top of any power lines nearby. Always keep an eye on your battery level too, because these things don't have a lot of battery life. And away it goes. We will actually go over. I will show you guys the one farm I was trapping on. Another thing to keep in mind with these is if you've got major power lines in the area, then that will, see, I'm getting a strong wind warning. It's not that windy, at least not down here. I'll bring it down a little bit. Big power lines like the one that's over there will mess with your signal. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm going to take you guys over here where I was trapping at, and I will show you, like right now my altitude's 99 feet. Pretty much want to show how simple these are to use and how you can use them on a trap line. Now if you're running a mixed line and you've got coon traps back along the creeks, and then I will tell you, you're not going to be able to check those with the drone. But like right here's one of the spots where I had a coyote at. See, I'm getting signal interference already. See, that may not be one of the, I'm still 75 feet up. That's the thing, you've got to be able to, it's right there, right in the middle of the screen right there, that's a cat circle from a coyote that I caught. Now if there's a coyote there, I'm at 50 feet off the ground, you'd be able to see him pretty well. A coon, not so much. If you had a coon in that trap, you would not be able to tell. There's my four-wheeler trail. I told you guys that spot was right across the road from the house. I'd caught another coyote. I believe right there. I ain't seeing the cat circle on that one. It's been a while though. Should be one over here that will show. The range on these is about, this drone here, the range on it, there's a cat circle there. I'm at 35 feet above the ground, and you can see the cat circle. It's right there, right just about in the middle of the screen. That power line that you can see right there, I cannot go past that because it will mess up my signal. This is the area that I trapped and caught 18 coyotes over there. That's their farm. My house is over here somewhere. So let's okay, I'll show you this feature on them. I'm just wanting to show you guys how simple these are to use. They are not hard to use at all. I got this little button right here. If I press and hold it,
Go home.
you guys remember where that took off from? Now this constantly, to get video, has to be pointed in the direction of that drone. That drone was about right here when it took off. So let's give it a minute. It's going up to about 150 feet, which I have set as its return to home height. That way it doesn't hit any power lines, anything like that. You can see on the screen, it's coming back. It's fighting the wind. So another thing to keep in mind is your battery, both on the remote and on the Let me check my phone battery too. Oh, my phone will charge off at the remote. I forgot about that. But yeah, that was probably a quarter-mile away. See the house there with the white barn? You see the white barn in the back? That's us. Now, if you got neighbors that are shoot first, ask questions later, you might want to talk to them and let them know you bought a drone before you go flying it around. It's coming in right above us. You see me standing right there. That's my daughter's little imitation police car, auction police car. I don't know if it'll catch that on the GoPro or not, but let me lower the camera here so you can watch it. See me? I'm waving. And that will come back, as long as you've got good GPS connection, it will come back and land right where it took off from. Now I'm going to cancel this, and that was all on its own. That was with me doing nothing. So alright, I'm just going to fly around a little bit more. Excuse me. I'll fly back here. But yeah, if you just want one as a toy, they're a great toy. They're a lot of fun. And I know they're not a toy, but they're kind of a toy. They're fun to play with. This little creek back here that I was going to get out and try to catch some mink in, but you know how that goes. I just want to see if there's any deer back here. Not seeing anything. Yeah, they've got a lot of things you can use these for. You know, I know guys watch this from all over the country, so check your local laws on what you can use it for. Like I said, my original intention was I was going to, see that's my property from the back. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back home.
Go home.
I was originally going to use this for checking traps, but once I saw it really isn't that great for it, because if you're trapping a property for coyotes, then you're going to have coon traps and everything else out there too. I mean, if you got a creek running through there, you got dog proofs back in the creek bed, it is not going to work. If all you're trapping is wide open land and you've got coyote traps on it, then yeah, by all means, something like that would work for it. But if not, then it's really not that great of a tool for checking traps. And from what I've noticed, it really does not bother the animals. I mean, coyotes in a trap, you guys have seen. I'll put some of the clips in.
Landing.
But I mean, I've flown right over top of deer before with it, and until it gets about 50 yards from them, it doesn't bother them. So you can get some really cool nature shots. Yeah, I mean, if, like I said, if what you're wanting it for is videoing stuff and just having fun with, then by all means, man, they're great. They're cool. Take some time to get used to the controls, but yeah, they're a lot of fun. Like I said, it'll go ahead and land itself right where it took off from. That's after I've probably flown it half a mile. So you guys got to see it work, and we'll talk more about it inside. All right, so I'm back inside now. Just got done flying that little flight. So sorry if I repeat myself on anything, but I wanted to give you guys the heads up before you make a purchase like this. Like I said, do I advise this as a Trapline product? It's useful. I have used it on certain properties. Like I said, if all you have is traps in an open area and you've got 10, 12 traps, you can get to them all pretty easily, then yeah, it works. Setup time, you know, you guys saw it, it takes it 4 or 5 minutes to connect to satellites and get everything set up and hooked up. Make sure your batteries are all good. 4 or 5 minutes, I can have my 4-wheeler off the truck, and I can be halfway out to my first trap by that time. Now, when you fly over a trap and you see I've got a coyote, now you've just spent 10 minutes flying out to that trap, whereas you'd have done been there on the 4-wheeler, and then you're going to have to go out and check the rest of your traps on foot anyways, or on the 4-wheeler or whatever you're using. So it has its uses, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's a great tool. Don't go and, like, when I originally bought it, I was thinking, man, I could like quadruple my trap line by doing this. You know, it's going to save me so much time on checking traps. Wrong. It doesn't. It really don't. It gives you a cool toy to play with and to get some cool footage. I had no intention of starting a YouTube channel before I bought that drone. It was after I bought that drone, it's like, well, now I've got this drone, what am I going to do with it? And so now I'm using it for YouTube, which has turned out cool. I'm really happy with that. So things to consider are power lines, anything overhead, because you'll hit it, especially with a drone like that with no collision sensors. You will hit it, and then when that thing falls to the ground and smashes, if you're out of warranty, you're screwed. You know, you're gonna have to pay to get it fixed or whatever. I have crashed that drone a couple times. It's not fell far, and so far it's bounced back perfect. I've had to replace the rotors on it, propellers. I had to replace propellers on it once, and that was actually about a month after I got it, because it started having issues, and you know, I started researching the issues it was having, and it wasn't my fault. I actually had to replace the propellers because they were the original ones that came with it. There was a problem with them, so they told us to replace the propellers with another pair. Another thing to consider is your range and line of sight. That drone there has a range of, guys have tested it, I've watched videos on YouTube. It's been tested out past 3 miles. Now that is line of sight distance. Like I said, you've got these little antennas have to be able to communicate with the drone. If you've got a hill in between you and the drone, you're going to lose communication. Now, is that a bad thing? No, because I've completely lost communication with that drone, and my phone's dying. And it will automatically return to home if it loses communication. So it's not a big issue if you lose communication. The bad thing is, if you lose communication with it, you don't know where it's at. You know, if it's under a tree, you're weaving under a tree and it lost communication. Now it's hovering under that tree trying to communicate with your antenna. And let's say you've got the return to home altitude set at 100 feet. So you got a tree here, it's hovering under the tree. You just lost communication. Its first thing it's going to do is go up to 100 feet to its return to home altitude, and it's going to smack right into that tree. Since you've lost communication with it, you have no idea where it's at. So that's a thing to consider. You can buy more high-tech drones, but you figure 3 times the price. you're looking at $1,400-$1,500 price tag for them. And those, you can fly them straight at a wall and it'll stop itself. It will not. They've got sensors all over. Plus, you're going to have to get your FAA, what is it called? UAV, unmanned vehicle, whatever it is. Some type of license. I think it's like $5. It's not, you have to answer a few questions, but basically all the rules I just told you about. Your flight ceiling is 400 feet. You cannot fly over 400 feet. I don't know why you would want to go over 400 feet unless you're trying to trap hot air balloons. You have to maintain line of sight vision. That drone, you're not going to see any drone 3 miles away. So that's kind of weird law, but there's laws about flying over occupied areas and stuff like that. Railroad tracks, I think. Railroad tracks is another one I've heard about recently that you're not supposed to fly over. I don't know why, but yeah. So some things to consider. My grade on it, for me personally, as a Trapline product, is, but it's a fun toy. I don't regret buying it because I have a good time with it. And I see a lot of potential uses during the summer if I get a call for, raccoon damage, raccoon getting in the roof of someone's house. I don't have to climb up there on a ladder and look at their roof to see if there's any damage. I can fly that daggone drone up there and I can check it out that way. I've already had calls. And I wouldn't even consider it really, unless just some random person called me. He's like, hey, I'll pay you so much if you come take pictures. You remember years ago, there used to be guys that would fly over top of the farms and snap pictures and come down and sell them for like $100 and some bucks. Guess what? You ain't got to fly over them anymore. That thing takes beautiful pictures. And I can sit there and snap them, and send them straight to your cell phone. I did that for a guy not too long ago. But so it's not another consideration too is the weather. We're trappers. We're out in the wintertime. Out of all the days of this winter that I've had to get out and trap or get out and check traps, very few of those days have I been able to fly the drone. The days that I have, I'll get it out and I'll just do short little cool videos on some animals, which I'm going to throw in here and there on this video. Maybe I'll do it at the end. But yeah, so, if you're considering getting one for trapping, just really think about those things. And like I said, power lines, line of sight, your distance. Yeah, it can go 3 miles, but, I've never taken mine over half a mile away is probably the most. And I don't see me ever doing that. Go with a good one. Go with the DJI. I'm not sure some of the there's other good brands out there. DJI has it's called DJI Refresh. You pay an extra, I think it's $35-$40. They give you a 1-year warranty. If I crash, I can take that thing right now and go stick it in the toilet and they'll replace it. I could do it just because. They'll replace it one time. And, as long as you can send it back to them, if you break it, they'll replace it. Second time, I think, if you do it twice in a year, then you're going to pay so much for it. But it's a pretty good program. But if you want to get one just to have fun with, great. If you want to get one because you think it's going to help you on the trapline, no. I'll take it for somebody that bought it for that. But like I said, there's so many other things I use it for that, I don't mind that it didn't really work for what I wanted. Because I was so paranoid the first time I used it. Like I said, I did use it a couple times. One of the times there was a guy that was deer hunting on the property that I trapped. And I texted him and he said, I just got in the tree stand. I was like, well, shoot. I said, well, you know what, and he walked past where some of my traps was. He knew where my traps were. So he had already walked past and he said, well, there's nothing down here. And I said, you know what? I said, that's the most, that's the worst area. So I will fly the drone over the rest of them. And he thought it was pretty cool because he was sitting in the tree stand watching the drone fly around and he didn't even know I had one. But, so, it's a thing of, it takes so much time until you get really good at flying it like a raccoon or a possum, they're just going to lay there in a trap. You know, a coyote bounces all over the place. You can see them. Coon or possum, we can't trap bobcats here, but, you know, I've seen on different videos, you know, guys catch bobcats. A lot of times bobcat just lays still. Unless you get really close with that little tiny phone screen, you can't see what's in that trap. So just because you don't see something bouncing around doesn't mean you don't have something there. So you're going to have to fly in close, I mean within 10 feet. And until you get really good at controlling that thing, yeah, I'm not that good at it yet. But so just some things to consider. Just figured I'd do this quick video. It may not be real quick. I mean, I'm trying to keep it under a half hour. But all right, guys, let me know what you think about this, and if you like it, you know, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs up anyway. What's it hurt? Click that thumbs up and subscribe. But I think we're up to 200 subscribers, still 300 away from the giveaway. So get me up to 500, guys, and we'll be doing a giveaway. But guys, good luck and find you something to do over the next 9 months.